Hello and welcome back to today's personal finance show here on Dublin City FM with me, Paul Merriman from askpaul.ie. I think I started off the second segment of all these shows saying I'm joined by a really special guest, but I have to say this time it actually is a really special guest. I am joined by Una Ennis. Una, you're very welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Thanks very much for having me.
So for those that might not know you and might have skipped your story or your son Archie's story, can you bring people up to speed? I suppose I remember seeing your video of you in a car on the 26th of December. I was in Florida on our holidays with our own kids, and we have a little boy called Archie. And your video honestly put your hand down my throat and ripped my heart out. I was absolutely devastated for you. And I think people up and down the country were as well.
Yeah, and I think, people that have children, it just touches them because you never think it's going to happen to you. And
Yeah. And I remember I sent you an Instagram message saying I donated, like thousands of people up and down the country had.
Yeah.
But I also promised to give you a shout when I go back to Dublin and we sit in a room and try and help you raise the cash. So for listeners, the target is a massive 3.5 million you need to raise for your son. You've just over 700k, 720, which is what you've achieved, by the way, in 3 months has been phenomenal. So well done you. I mean, he'd tell you, but well done. We've also helped you set up a trust with David Hall has been involved in that. So we have a structured wrap around this cash to make sure everything is above board. So when people are donating, whether it's individuals or company, you know there's a structure behind it. Yeah. But let's get into Archie's story. Can you bring listeners through what happened and how your, I suppose, life probably got turned upside down late 2024?
Yeah, so 2 weeks before Christmas, Archie was diagnosed with Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. It's a rare muscle condition that will weaken Archie's muscle and continue to progress if we don't get the medicine. Archie's kind of 4 symptoms, he would be a lot slower than other boys. He could never jump. And one of the big symptoms with Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy is that his calves would be enlarged.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the big symptoms. I suppose, Archie getting up the stairs, and for Archie to stand up, he really struggles. We were bringing him for physio, and he started to regress instead of progress. Yeah. So I called the physio, and she just said, come in and we'll go and see the doctor. And that's when we seen the doctor, and I just knew then from that that something wasn't right. And she came back with the news and said that Archie has Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, and of course our hearts just dropped to the floor and our lives just turned upside down. But
Take your time. Like I said, that was the end of 2024. But, and I know you're obviously upset today, but the video you put out was a young mum in her car broken, asking for help. And to be fair, a lot of people, I've never seen something go. The comments, I was even just reviewing some of the comments before today's interview, and people up and down the country from every walk of life got behind the supported the GoFundMe page. But like I said, you need this massive figure. You've raised a substantial amount of cash in such a short period of time, because I think that's, and like I said, I think it was I loved it. I loved it, the success of what you've done, because the community, and it was like, that sums up Ireland for me. I think when I think of Irish and think of community and all that type of stuff, I've never seen such love and such support. It was amazing. And yes, it was over Christmas, and everyone was probably a little bit, given at Christmas time, but we need that to keep coming. And there's nothing wrong with saying it, because you do need it. So can we bring people through first of all, before we get into what we're going to do, and bring listeners through a really cool event we're going to hold together. Can you talk about the money and the 3.2 million and the other costs on top of it, and what it's for? So, you need treatment in the US, basically. Let's bring everybody through that, Una.
So basically what Archie needs, Archie's condition is a genetic condition, and we need gene therapy. So gene therapy is like the biggest gene in the body, and this gene therapy will basically reduce the condition and keep Archie from progressing. So basically it will give him a long-term, life expectancy.
Okay.
So I think for him to get this gene therapy is life-changing.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we get this gene therapy, it will slow things down. It'll give him a longer life expectancy.
Okay.
And basically he'll be able to go up the stairs a little bit faster. He'll be able to stand up a little bit faster. It'll keep him out of the wheelchair for longer.
Ultimately as well, it is about his life. It's not about just the quality of his life. It's that children in this situation will obviously have a lower life expectancy, unfortunately.
I think even just to tell Archie when he's older, you know, getting this condition this diagnosis is devastating. But if I say to Archie, look Archie, Mammy and Daddy tried absolutely everything. All the Irish people really helped you and you got this gene therapy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm putting it out there to the universe that you got this gene therapy, Archie, and your life is going to be so much different. And look at all these other little boys coming up and you can help them. You can try and get this gene therapy for them and, you know, just change the whole concept of Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, because for years it's been so much devastating, and for other families to see that, you know, just actually give them some hope.
Yeah, and in fairness, you put it on the map for all those other families as well. And there's about 100 boys. It's a male prominent disease, and there's about 100 boys across Ireland living with disease at the moment, and they can't get the treatment they need.
And each boy is very, very different. Each boy could be a lot worse from Archie and are struggling every single day. You know, I think to spread awareness for these little boys, and to hopefully give them some hope and to hopefully get this medicine, and you know, Yeah,
okay, so that's what our mission is, okay? So if you're listening today, yes, there's a GoFundMe page we're going to share all the information on the askpaul.ie page. We'll share Una's page, which is completely dedicated to Archie now, in fairness. And then also, we here at Dublin City FM will also share it as well on our story. So you can click on today and get to, if you want to donate. But if you want to donate, put your own body through a bit of torture and a bit of crack with us. We're doing a really big event for you guys. So when we met in our boardroom as the Lorgan office when I came back from the States, as I promised. We brought in a guy called James Golding. James actually been in the show before. James is amazing. He's raised millions for Great Ormond Street Hospital. He's a professional athlete cyclist. He done the race across America, among loads of other things. But he has a really good skill at bringing companies together for charities and organisations. And this year we've picked to stick with Una on this and Archie's journey. So I suppose when we got together with James Golden, we actually roped Chris Connolly and everyone else. Chris Connolly's on the show as well. Get better with Chris. We had a really good productive meeting in the boardroom, and we've decided to take a full wave at this year's Hell and Back. So Hell and Back is on down in Kilruddery. It's on the 7th of June this year. And we're going to be taking like a full heat of 400 places. Now what we've done here at Fairstone to help out is that we've paid for 100 members. Fairstone, we've done a lot of acquisitions over the last number of years. So we've got offices in Donegal, down to Galway, Kerry, Kilkenny, in Dublin, Kildare. So we're going to put it out to all our staff. We have 180 staff. We're looking for 100 of our own staff to sign up. We're going to pay the entrance fee, and they're going to have to raise some cash to get involved.
Great.
But we've 300 spaces to fill, okay? So this is the announcement. We kind of went a little bit live on it yesterday. This is your first radio interview on the event, and I'm obviously proud to have you in it. So if you're listening, what you have to do is you're going to go to the link. We're going to there's no point in calling the link out, guys. We're going to have the link on our Instagram page, askpaul.ie, Una's page, and also Dublin City FM. We're going to put the links up. You're going to get into the link. You got to find 4 mates, and you have to raise €1,000 between you, so €250 each. That gets you your entrance. We're also going to have a VIP tent just for us after the event as well. There's going to be a lot of people and not a recognised face at this. I know Chris Connolly has some really cool ideas in relation to this as well. So we're really, really excited about this event that's going to take place. So Hell and Back, if you want to support Archie and his journey and what's ahead and help the family, please click on the link on our Instagram pages today. Or if you're listening to this back on the podcast, we'll keep the links on all our link trees, to be fair. And I think a lot of people, we've got a decent following. I know Chris has a really large and engaging following as well. John Belton's after getting involved with us as well. So John is a fitness and personal development, really. I use John on a weekly basis as a fitness coach, but the guy's a complete legend. So John's going to be getting involved and doing Zooms and doing training sessions for people that sign up as well, along with our own staff. Chris is going to be doing a 5k out with us in Stillorgan with all our staff, and anyone that's already signed up can obviously join in that as well. So again, what I would like to do as CEO of Fairstone, I was trying to see, could we bring that community that you've developed in the 26th of December and keep it alive right the way into half year while we're also raising cash. I will say a big shout out as well to Helen Back. Helen Back have come into the office to meet us. They've been dead sound. They've slightly reduced the fee for us in relation to the entry fee for us for this heat as well, which they didn't have to do because they sell out in no time anyway. So I must say big shout out to Helen Back. So guys, if you are looking, actually I'm going to say put the troops together, but Kenneth,
I'm sure there'll be plenty of troops there.
He's in the army. He's in the army, isn't he? So
they live this.
The army will love this.
The army would love to get involved in this.
Actually, I'm quite scared of saying actually, I got to
put you through your paces.
I'm going to put a challenge out to Chris Conley to see if he beat someone from the army. Actually,
come here, they love all of it. They love that.
We'll get Chris to team up with one guy from, actually maybe Kenneth. We get Chris and Kenneth to see
that would be great.
Head
no pressure,
and see who can win. No pressure, Chris. This guy Chris be taking a hand. He just dragged up 5Ks around Dublin.
They actually they were doing the Goggins challenge last week, and two of the lads, they were just racing up and down the pitch. I'm like, they're like 10-year-olds. But they're brilliant.
But again, it's another sign of the community. Having Kenneth obviously in the army, I mean, they've really rallied around them as well with the whole army thing, haven't they?
They really have. They've been amazing, and I think that's kind of Kenneth's therapy. You know, women kind of talk and sit around a table and have cups of tea. We're kind of threw himself back into work, and the army kind of rallied around him, and they're keeping him busy.
Brilliant.
Which is good. That's his kind of therapy, training and stuff like that. So that's good.
That's amazing. Well, look, again, everyone is rolling. I think it's great for Kenneth, obviously. So if the army are going to get involved in the army meds, it will be an epic day.
They would love this.
Like I said, we're going to put on drinks afterwards. We're going to put on a barbecue and a BIT tent for all the people that are going to get involved in those 400 entrants. So if you're into fitness, if you're in a gym, if you're in a running club, whatever you're involved in, try and see, can you get this interview shared? See, can you get the link shared and get people signed up? Because I think, number one, having a fitness program over the next 10 to 12 weeks, getting John Belton involved, get the likes of Chris involved, it's Chris Conley and also James Goldie heading this up. I mean, there's a bit of a dream team put behind this event, and it's going to be epic on the day. It really is, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I've decided where I'm actually going to just show up, or I'm actually going to do it myself.
I think you'll probably be forced to do it.
I think I have to do it, No, where I am, I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
And brilliant day.
Do you know what I felt as well when James came up with the idea? Because it was James. We brought James into the business to help us develop our own, I suppose, our own culture within our own organisation is very important to us, and having something for us all to work as besides what we're doing our day-to-day jobs as a culture towards in Fairstone rather throughout the country. We brought James in to help us with that, and he said something really nice. I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but he's saying it's going to be a great day to see 400 people use their bodies and put their bodies on the line and get through this kind of torturous event. All to help a little boy that's putting up with those struggles on a daily basis. And that did give me a little bit of warmth that James had thought of that when he was trying to figure out what event to do. We were looking at Rome, we were looking at marathons, ultra, looking loads of different things. And I think this one suits, because I think if people realise that yes, it's going to be hard, yes, they're going to raise a bit of cash, it's going to be a hard challenge on the day to get through, but it's mud, it's laughter, there's food, there's drink. It'd be a great day, but ultimately you're helping a little boy who is facing these obstacles on a daily basis, really. Una, thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me.
And thanks for sharing your story. I know you still get upset, I don't blame you, and well done on everything you've achieved for Archie.
Thank you for coming on board and helping us. You know, you've really gave us that little bit of hope, and when I did get that message I was like, oh my God, Ask Paul is after reaching out to me. And everyone's like, that's brilliant.
That's
delighted.
Absolutely my pleasure, and it's great to be involved in it, and let's look forward to the event.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ron.